There's no doubt that Netflix's Stranger Things has cemented itself in not only the sci-fi genre, but also in pop culture, seeing as the show's popularity is higher now more than ever. However, several critics have voiced their concern for the show, but one concern we've noticed is this: does Stranger Things need a hubris check? Stranger Things' fan base has grown exponentially, especially since the premiere of the latest season. And with a growing fan base, can the creators keep up with their own lore? The first volume of Stranger Things' fourth season was ready to premiere during Memorial Day weekend, giving us our first opportunity to watch the show in 3 years. And honestly, we had no idea what we were getting into. Since the first season captivated us into wanting to form a Dungeons & Dragons club, the series' quality has decreased. In a word, we were nervous. 2 months certainly make a difference, huh? Kate Bush is at the top of the charts, Doja Cat is planning how to sneak into Joseph Quinn's direct messages, and Season 5 of Stranger Things is expected to get so many streams that Netflix splits like an upside-down Fisher through Hawkins. All in all, Stranger Things is back on top following an outstanding Volume 2 finale in June. I feel a little uneasy about the news I'm going to share because of this. What else sets off this tale? The TikTok. According to the TikTok in question, the Duffer Brothers edited the television show's Season 1 Episode 2. In recent news, according to rumors, Jonathan is seen taking pictures of Nancy in her underwear in the original edit of the program, which is only available on antiquated DVD that needs to be dug up. Now, if you go back and watch the episode, you'll see Jonathan observing a Barb, Rip, who is ready to be eaten when she is standing by a pool, and Steve subsequently deleting his camera. No disturbing images. To be fair, I can't find the purportedly disturbing version of the video on YouTube. Is this related to the Mandela theory? We're hearing contradicting information from the Stranger Things team, so it may be. The Stranger Things writers tweeted the following: PSA, no scenes from previous scenes have ever been cut or re-edited, and they never will be. That would be fine and good, except for the Duffer Brothers, the show's creators, have completely refuted this. In response to a later continuity mistake regarding Will's birthday, Matt Duffer told Variety that it doesn't make any narrative sense, but we were talking about it yesterday, and I think we're going to George Lucas that, he added, alluding to the Star Wars director retrospectively improving his own work. Comparing oneself with George Lucas, especially after the legendary filmmaker's quirky habit of rewriting his own stories, is a double-edged sword. But for the case of Stranger Things, it could spell doom to their own franchise if left unchecked. The allusion to George Lucas is peculiar. The man consumed his own Kool-Aid and revising his work to the point where it's now amusing. It almost seems as though Stranger Things experienced a comeback and acquired a certain kind of hubris. This is partly because of a write-around that reveals who was truly behind the Upside Down all along, which presumably grants them permission to amend and modify their own work without much disclosure to the Stranger Things audience. Sure, we're not sure if the Jonathan moment happened the way fans are saying it did, but the Duffer Brothers blatantly acknowledged changing the show. Stranger Things experienced a lull. Own it, have fun with it, and don't worry about the final season. Since we mentioned the topic of rewriting the series, we can't help but point out that editing Stranger Things post-mortem could do more harm than good for the whole series. The Duffer Brothers talked about editing older Netflix episodes in a June interview. However, they later refuted this claim. But where should we draw the line when it comes to remaking works of art? You'd assume that the screen industries would be unaffected given the relative longevity of TV and cinema, but it appears that the streaming era has created that opportunity. Matt and Ross Duffer, the creators of Stranger Things, talked about their intentions to George Lucas, i.e. a scene in Stranger Things Season 2 due to a fan-identified plot hole, as has been the Star Wars creators' unpopular bent with later editions of the original franchise trilogy. By denying this claim on July 26 via their official Twitter account, the show's creators stated that no sequences from earlier seasons have ever been removed or re-edited, and they never will be. So what's the big deal with this re-editing? Everybody makes mistakes, but with a popular show such as Stranger Things, it has its repercussions that will more than likely affect other shows as well. It's really just a basic error for a large-scale series that costs $30 million per episode. The Stranger Things 4 creative team scheduled an episode on March 22nd, without remembering that it had already been established as Noah Schnapp's Will Byers' birthday in the previous season. Even the most hand-wringing of pendants won't find the error very offensive, and it doesn't really need to be repaired after the fact. The stated justification for the potential change? They didn't want the fans to be angry or saddened by their carelessness. Giving fan service is a must for every franchise, but sometimes giving what every fan wants can destroy the nature of the show, and it may lose its identity. If it weren't for the implication of a slippery slope, fixing a continuity mistake after the event would be rather harmless. But hey, these modifications bore no big difference, and if this weren't a news story, the great majority of viewers simply wouldn't notice. No one can ever convince me, a sensible person, that anyone other than a group of weirdos online would ever care. After all, Season 1 was released 6 years ago. Most viewers aren't going back and forth between character beats like an archivist. Who's to say that other producers wouldn't follow the Duffers' lead if they made a program with the cultural cachet of Stranger Things, the most popular English-language Netflix series? Patches may eventually become as frequent in screen media as they are in video games, setting a precedent that is both frightening for consumers and the integrity of the arts. So here's to hoping that Stranger Things will stay true to its lore, and that the Duffer Brothers won't George Lucasify their work, especially since we're approaching the final season. Now, since it'll be a long while until we see the debut of Stranger Things Season 5, we might as well share what the next best, if not the best show on Netflix, Dark. If you recently finished Stranger Things Season 4 like practically everyone else, it might be time to watch Dark, the best Netflix original series. Dark is a brilliant show that masterfully integrates internal family drama with time travel. It is one of the rarest things in the world, a show that never suffers from a lapse in quality. Each of the 3 seasons is supreme in every aspect. So what is Dark all about? At its foundation, Dark is a mystery television show. Dark's first season centers almost entirely on the hunt for a missing child. Much to Stranger Things, the show is most frequently likened to. The child in this show, however, has not gone to a parallel universe, but rather to a separate period that is 30 years in the past. Dark is a show with everything. It executes intricate, intertwining plot twists at a level that makes Westworld appear to be a pretend clever children's program. The carefully written exploration of shattered familiar interrelationships and small-town claustrophobia earns these twists. It's a program that handles the dangers associated with time travel stories deftly. The plot of Dark is so intricate that a lot of viewers enjoy watching it for it to unravel entirely. If you think there's a downside to Dark, there is but one. Do you know what it is? Keep on watching to find out more. The harshest criticism of Dark is probably that it's pretentious. Dark takes itself very seriously, in contrast to other time travel shows like, for instance, Outlander, which revels in its silliness and sort of begs you to watch cynically. It nearly seems unstoppable. Dark implores you to genuinely care about the events taking place on the screen. It makes numerous direct allusions to Aradna in the Bible throughout its plot. This alone would be enough to make one's eyes fall out of their sockets and roll all the way back into their brains in most science fiction. But Dark earns its grandiose fantasies by actually being good enough to support them. Dark's lack of quality decline, in contrast to other supposedly prestige series, is possibly its strongest feature. No Lost-style wilderness seasons, or episodes that can be skipped, like Stranger Things. Unlike Game of Thrones, Dark doesn't hurriedly reach its end or compromise years of character development for the sake of the story. No, it is consistently excellent from beginning to end while remaining calm and accurate. And with that, we're wrapping up today's episode about Stranger Things and the next big show to watch after this hit series. What are you most excited about in Stranger Things Season 5? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. See you next time, and thanks for watching.